It's Pretango, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Batman Rebirth Batmobile. I just picked that up today, but before we do that, we'll look at the other stuff I picked up. And I did pick up the Lego animated Batmobile because this is supposed to be retiring this year. This set, I already have it open and built, so I got to sit to the side here. We'll take a quick look at it. I did not have the guns on it. You can see there are guns that you can build and put on the side, but I don't want to display it with the guns, so there it is, right over here. Slide it over a bit. I'm not going to get too into it, but yes, this set retires this year. So if you want it, I would suggest tracking it down. I got mine off of Amazon for 50 something Canadian. I think it was like 53. I don't know if that included tax or not, but I don't remember. That's why I don't know. Yeah, it's normally 80 bucks Canadian, and I got it for like I said, 50 something. So it's a pretty good deal. So I went ahead and grabbed it because I had to grab it by the end of the year because I didn't want to miss out on it, because I have most of the minifig scale Batmobiles. Not all, but most of them. I do have all the movie ones except for the latest one that just came out for the Batman Forever, I think it is. The weird one with the big fin on it. Anyway, I did get another one of these Hello Kitty turtles. This is probably the only one I get. Besides, I have one other one that was in the other video. They're both Donatello versions, so it's kind of funny. And I did get a Fallout Pop. I got the Ghoul. He's actually pretty cool. Try and get a look at him. I don't want to pop him open. And then he has the dog with a hand in his mouth. So there you go, the Ghoul with CX404. The doggy, and you can see right there they also made a Vault Boy, a Maximus, and a Lucy McFarlane. There you go. And so that's pretty cool. And then there's a bottom if you want to see the bottom for whatever reason. So there you go, we got that. Cheshire did pick up a Illidan Warcraft. Yeah, World of Warcraft Illidan. She picked that up, but she's already got that on her shelf, and I don't have it here to show. And then I did get more Sonic Pops, not Pops, but Pods, those little pods. And I finally got a Robotnik in those. I might show those off if I get another new one, but right now I don't want to mess with them. And then last, before we get into this Batmobile, I did finally pick up my Psylocke and Thanos. This came in finally. They're starting to show up in my area, so there you go. I'm not going to open this and show it off because it's been floating around in the States for a while now, so there's lots and lots of reviews for it. Lots and lots of people have shown it off, and these are really good. I really like these Gamerverse versions of the Marvel Legends. They're pretty much the only Marvel Legends I have. I do have the two She-Hulks and a couple others, but I don't go big into the Marvel Legends. Similar to the Star Wars stuff, I don't really buy Star Wars stuff anymore, but I still buy the Halloween. Well, I want to get some of the Halloween-themed Black Series, but I do buy a lot of the Christmas Black Series, and I use those for Christmas decorations. But yeah, so that's it for this stuff. Let's get into this Batmobile. We'll take a look at the box first. Move this stuff out of the way. Don't want to knock my minifigs all over the place, but we'll get them out of the way. Alright, so on the front of the box, you can see the Rebirth Batmobile with the headlights lit up. And then we're going to flip it. And that is the top of the box, which looks basically the same as the side. And then we're just going to spin it from this point. And all it says right there on its side is Batmobile. There's the bottom of the box where you can see it's upside down, but there is the front. There is the showing the little buttons there to open the cockpit and whatnot. And then there is the QR, if you want to see the QR. It's upside down, but there you go. And then if we flip it back this way, you can see Batman in the cockpit. For whatever reason, this Batman did not come out with the Batmobile. And this isn't like a 2-in-1. The Batman is not inside the Batmobile. So the Batman comes out at a later date. I do have it pre-ordered. Pre-ordered it when I pre-ordered the Batmobile, but they do not have the same release date. Anyway, let's pop it open and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's out of the box. The front is not attached to it when it comes out of the box. I don't want to push it off. So that's the main part, and then there is the front, which is just like an extra piece of plastic. Now, the sad thing is, on the box, it shows that the eyes on this light up. They do not light up. There is nothing. It's just clear plastic inside it. Now, if you look inside the Batmobile, there is nothing in there. It is hollow. There is absolutely nothing inside of it. So this just has to get pushed on. However it gets pushed on, has to get pushed on. So that stays on the bottom. That goes on the top. And you just slide it on. I think it's on all the way. And that's it. Now it's on. So that is the front. That is the top. And if you look right here, you push the button. Cockpit pops open. Doesn't always slide open. And then we'll turn her around here. And look in the cockpit. There is the cockpit. It's not too bad looking. Let's turn it up so we get some more light in there. But you can see, you know, it's okay. Doesn't have a seatbelt or anything. And the reason I bring that up is because the other one, the animated one, actually has like a seatbelt and stuff. So it's okay, but it's just basically a giant piece of plastic. I don't know why this thing costs as much as it does when it's really, like, you know, there's no lights, there's no sound, there's no anything. I don't know if that's on there all the way. I'll have to double check it when we look at the bottom. But there it is from the side. From the side, it looks very similar to the animated. And I do have the animated McFarlane one, and we're going to bring that down and compare those two, because these are probably the most similar Batmobiles. Like, this doesn't look like the 80s Batmobile. It doesn't look like any of the other Batmobiles, but it almost is identical to the animated, with the exception of this little bat face here, and of course all the engine work. But aside from that, it's almost identical. Oh, I hit the button by accident. And of course the animated has like fins here. It's not as smooth. The tires are pretty cool though. It's got these really neat, and they are rubber. Let's see what they give. The tires are pretty good. And then if you want to see the engine, there's not much to it though, honestly. It's pretty bland. And then of course we'll look at the back. There is the back. The back is okay, but if it lit up, it would be a lot cooler. And of course we'll look at the bottom. I'll just flip it upside down so we can see the bottom better. There you go. Yeah, it needs to go in a little bit further. There's an actual clip. You can see it clips in. And I'll push that on later, but it just basically clips in and it's all good. And you can see there's no battery. There's no battery panels. There's this little thing here, but I'm pretty sure that's just so it can get clipped together. But there's no battery panels or anything. So there it is. That is the Batman Rebirth Batmobile. It's not really too much to it. Now we're going to pull down the animated one and compare them. Okay, so we got the animated one down, and I did put the bottom of this on. It goes on really easy, and when it is on all the way, you can see it is pretty smoothly connected right there. It goes all the way in. But anyway, so we got them side by side. We line up the back wheel. That's what we're doing. We're lining up the back wheels. You can see that the animated one is actually longer. It is a bit longer. It is also higher, slightly. I'll do different angles though. And it's also lit. So you go from the top. You can see the animated one is bigger. Like, easily. There's no denying the animated one is bigger. I think it might be a little bit wider in certain points, but that's like very minimally larger. But the difference is, like, it does have, like, the headlights are on. The cockpit is lit up. I have Batman in there. And there is a seatbelt. There are 2 seats, right? And this Batmobile, this animated Batmobile, was 140. This Batmobile is also 140. And the only thing it does is that. That's it. That's all we get. So I don't know. I think I feel like this one should have been the same price as the Batmobile. I call it the Batmobile because it's from the Batman. And And that was only $100. So I think this one should have also only been $100. Because why is this the same price as that one? But that one is way bigger. And has, you know, light effects and all sorts of stuff. And this one is just a hollow piece of plastic. We literally looked inside it. It's hollow inside. We got one cockpit and it pops open. I can't talk. But that's it. And then the other one is bigger. But they're very similar, like I was saying. The animated Batmobile and the Rebirth one. This one is just way more... It's got way less details. It's pretty much flat on top. And that one has a bit more style to it. And then the tops are basically the same. They both have the cockpit that comes back to a bat ears. And then there's a bat wing sort of thing at the back. So the funny thing is, this has no detail here. This one has detail there. But then on the wings, on the fins, that one has detail. And this one has no detail. So it's like they flipped it. So, well, we really like the animated one, but we want to make it look different. We don't want to look like we're copying it, so. And let's put the engine so it's vulnerable for bad guys to mess with. And then you have, like, the bat thing at the front, which, I mean, it's okay, but I don't know. Personally, I think it's kind of tacky with the bat face on the front of it. I don't know. The turbine on the 80s Batmobile is way cooler than Batman's face on the front. And it almost looks like it's the Black Panther mobile, doesn't it? Like, it looks like these could be like his claws. And it's like, I don't know, but whatever. I wasn't originally going to get the Rebirth one. The way this went down is my wife went in to pick up a pre-order. And when she went in there, the salespeople were like, hey, there's a new Batmobile up, because they know I get a bunch of the Batman stuff. And she went ahead and put it on for me. And since she did, I'm like, okay, well, you know, why not? It's a McFarlane exclusive to the store, but GameStop Canada also got it, or EB Games Canada. We're back to EB Games. It's going to take me a while to remember that all the time now. But yeah, so I went ahead and got it anyway. And then, of course, I went back in and pre-ordered the Batman for it. So, because I do have Rebirth Batmans, but they're all plastic capes, of course. That's why McFarlane reissued. I also wish, since he's doing the Batmobile from the Batman, I wish he would reissue the Batman from that, so that people that, like me, I have one of the Batmans from the Batman, but he doesn't have a cloth cape. So I don't have a Batman that can go in the Batmobile for the Batman. So I wish he would reissue one of those as well, just because, like, come on, you're bringing the car out, but you're not giving us a Batman for it. I mean, you did, but, like, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the Rebirth Batmobile. It's okay. If you really like this Batmobile, get it. If you're not completely sold on this Batmobile, I would pass, because I don't think you get what it's worth. Or the animated Batmobile, it went on sale. Like, I saw people stateside finding them at Target on sale and other places on sale. So, if you're like, yeah, I want it, but there's nothing there, yeah, wait for it to go on sale. But I don't know if you can get it anywhere aside from McFarlane shop, so in the States. So I don't know. It's one of those things where you may be stuck, or maybe resell. It will go cheaper because they won't be able to sell them, because it's really not. If you pay a markup for this, they seen you coming. I'll tell you that much. If you paid more than what McFarlane is asking for this thing, they saw you coming. Because I think McFarlane took me for a ride with it. He took me for a ride, even though there's one seat I had to sit on his lap. But anyway, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. So long.